Starbucks is the biggest coffee brand in the world. If the rumors are true, they are looking at selling their Japan assets for up to 500 billion yen. Billion, it means a lot of zeros. I am a long-term Starbucks investor, and as I live in Japan for 25 years, and I constantly visit Starbucks stores here in Nagano Prefecture, from the perspective of a local investor, this divestment is not only offloading the company, it might also change the operation. It's a move that could affect the brand best performing international market. Let's break it down and see how it might affect your portfolio. As a reference, I am recording this video on June 14th, 2026. So this is to give you the context. So a few days ago, Bloomberg announced this rumor about Starbucks considering selling its Japan assets. Brian Niccol, the current CEO, is looking as a way to build up, to get cash for his turnaround for the company for the US operation. Actually, Japan Starbucks is the best performing overseas Starbucks branch or brand. So it is not because it is failing and it needs to be fixed. It's actually they are selling it because it's a lot of cash asset here. So they want to get the cash to help to turn around the company on the US side. Actually, Starbucks was not part of Starbucks, the global brand, up to 2014. From 2015, I think it's been taken over by Starbucks, the global brand. So now it's going to be interesting if this comes back to private equity on or IPOing. And if it's doing IPOing, it's actually, in my opinion, as a local resident of Japan for 25 years and more, I think it is a really good opportunity to own Starbucks Japan if they ever go to IPO in Japan on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. The reason I'm saying this is because the first time I've been to a Starbucks, it was in Japan when I was living in Japan. I am from France, and at that time where I was in France was no Starbucks. In France, we used to have coffee, normal mom and pop coffee stores everywhere, but no branding or no chain like this. So when I visited Starbucks, it took me some time before I get to understand the company, how to operate and what was the company in itself. I observed that the company in Japan, Starbucks, is amazing. It is very well run. The staff is always 99% of the time you get amazing service. The stores are beautifully designed and the architecture is amazing. The location is always most of the stores in Japan. It's actually a big asset. It's more than 2,000 stores in Japan, Starbucks stores. It is the biggest one, biggest coffee retail store in Japan. And the location, you can find beautiful location, or they renovate and they old buildings. So there are a lot of thought put into it. And the training is excellent of the staff. So I'm always amazed at the management of the company. And I think if this company become I think it should be a Japanese company. I've never been to the US, so I cannot talk about Starbucks US. I don't know, but I know about France or Swiss and also South Korea, and those are totally different Starbucks than Japan Starbucks experience. So for me, the drinks are also different. So you understand why. This is why I bought Starbucks stocks in the beginning. Is because I was amazed at the company management. I didn't know how it was abroad, and when I went in abroad, I was like, oh wow, now I understand why people are saying bad things about Starbucks abroad. I understood. So in my humble opinion, I look forward to Starbucks to become a Japanese company if they become one. The thing is, there is a double-edged sword here. It might be good for the company if they keep the same trajectory in Japan, the same management, the same way of working, and the same budget to develop the company. The thing is, if, for example, they are taking over by a private equity like a BlackRock or Blackstone or KKR, those companies might be looking at optimizing the company in Japan and maybe changing or minimizing the staffing and saving on cost and stuff like that. So we don't know how things would go. So at this point, I don't know anything more than the rumor. It's just like my perspective as a local investor in Japan. I think Japan Starbucks is the best I ever have been ever. This is why I own Starbucks. This is the screen view of my portfolio, and you can see Starbucks is it is my biggest position right now. It is, depending on the pricing of the market, it is now sitting at 14% of my portfolio. This is my cat is when I talk about coffee. So Starbucks is 14% of my portfolio. If I don't know how the future goes, so it is just a wait and see how the things are going. But I would certainly buy Starbucks Japan if they would be doing an IPO in Japan stock market. Let me know if you own Starbucks or if you are considering buying or selling Starbucks, or what do you think if they become a Japanese entity? This is Hige, my cat, saying hello to everybody.